Hey there folks, and it's Brian with Foxfire Armory, and I know I have not put out too many videos lately, and just to bring you guys up to speed, the main reason that I haven't put out too many videos as of late is a really good friend of mine who was diagnosed with leukemia about 2 years ago, just recently passed away after a 1.5 year long battle with the leukemia. So that kind of took a toll on me, and I was just kind of trying to spend time with family and enjoy life, because you know these things can kind of take you for a ride sometimes when it's someone who's been very close to you. So with that said, I'm going to try to get back into the cadence of actually getting videos out there on a more frequent basis. Granted, that will require me to kind of set some time aside here and get caught back up and actually put together a few batched videos so I can get those out to you guys. The winner of the 5K giveaway drawing ended up not ever getting back to me, so that is lucky for all of you. And at the end of this video, stay tuned, because I will be doing the next drawing, so we will be picking a new winner. I'll see if I can do chapters, and then those of you who don't want to listen to the content can just skip to the giveaway part. All right, so got my fresh cup of coffee here. SMC Roasters, highly recommend them. I'll put them down in the description. And let's jump right into this. So today I kind of wanted to talk about what's kind of going on right now with the shipping shortages again, and kind of the inflation stuff, and just a little bit of some background on things that are going on. I will link to Magic Prepper's video on this topic. There was a hack recently, and who knows if this was part of that hacker fest that they had going on or not, but he does a great breakdown on what exactly occurred and kind of where it could lead us. So that leads me into my part on that, and the bit I would like to add to it is what's going to happen as a result of that. It was another ransomware attack, and due to the ransomware attacks, what ends up happening is companies get shut down. At least that's what the latest ones have been doing. They've been shutting the company down and then also forcing them to pay out whatever the ransom happens to be to get their equipment back up and moving. So what does that mean for us as consumers? Well, the company in particular, they ended up, I don't know if they actually paid. Check out his video. I'm not sure if he mentioned it. I'll try to look and find out and post a comment if they did or not. I'm assuming they just paid the ransom, but they were down for enough of time and are an ag company that does grain. So that means chicken prices, pork prices, beef prices, anything that, any farms that were using this company's software basically were being held ransom at this point. That's going to cause already inflated prices in the chicken, pork, beef sector to continue to rise. I think right now we're somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 18% inflation costs on those products. My best guess is by the end of 2021, we can probably expect somewhere in the 21 to 25% increase on those products specifically. So if you're someone who likes to stock up on those products, has a freezer, if you like to buy those products and dry them, make yourself jerky, however you end up using those products or can them, I would definitely start buying some now to do whatever you need to do with before those prices really skyrocket, because it may not seem 10%, 12% may not seem like a lot, but if you're buying, say, a pound to 10 pounds worth of meat of any of these products to feed your family, that $1 here, $2 there, it adds up very, very quickly, especially if you're talking over a weekly basis. So look for that coming in the next few months, and definitely keep an eye out for more stories about hacks, especially in the agriculture and food services sector, because I have a feeling, like I said in an earlier cybersecurity video, I have a feeling these attacks are going to ramp up, and they're going to ramp up in sectors that most people are not going to be expecting them to happen in, like agriculture. And so moving forward from that, right now, one of the big reasons we are seeing a shortage, and this could all be by design, I'm not saying that it is, but it could be. What's happening is right now, there are currently 67, yes, you heard that number correctly, 67 container ships sitting off the coast of California. What that means for us is that those container ships full of goods are not making it into the port. They're not being offloaded. They're sitting there waiting in the ocean just off the coast in whatever harbor that they are in, because we have some near LA, San Diego, kind of all along the coast there. Even up in Alaska, they're seeing ships, and I haven't found the specific number for Alaska yet, but currently just off the coast of California, there are 67 container ships waiting to be offloaded. The docks have a backlog of containers that they're trying to get through. And then on top of that, there's not enough drivers to then take the containers and ship those across the country to where they need to go. That's causing delays in the logistics system. That's also hurting the inflation costs, because the longer these take and the higher these costs continue to go up for the shipping of the containers, the pay and time for offloading those containers, getting them to the drivers, the increasing pay for those drivers, since there's so few of them to actually drive. I've spoken to two people who I know personally who are truck drivers, and the last 2 years, so 2020 and 2021 so far, have been the best years that they have ever seen as far as wages are concerned. So that is going to continue. It's not going to get better. You can't fix something. It's not like plugging a hole if you have a leak, right? This is an issue of we don't have the resources to get the stuff moving again. It's like trying to hit someone, get their heart started after it's been stopped or stalled for, a year, essentially, with what happened back in 2020 of shutting down pretty much the entire world economy, which was a terrible idea. So with the failures of the just-in-time delivery system, places like Costco, which I recently was just at, who, at least my local Costco and the local Costcos around me, are currently seeing a shortage in, you guessed it, toilet paper and paper towels again, along with many other goods. And after speaking with one of their managers, their prediction, because they have a twofold issue at hand, is they are preparing for panic buying by withholding some inventory. So that's part number one. And number two is they're looking at 2 to 3 week lead times to refill those shelves. So that means goods coming from offloading to the docks, from the docks to the warehouses or whomever they need to. Now it's gotten so bad that Costco has actually started basically their entire own logistics network, their own truckers, their own containers, their own ships, to get the goods to where they need to go. Now, I don't know the scale of that yet. I still need to do a little bit more research on that. But if that tells you just how bad things have gotten in the last year and a half and how bad they are continuing to get, a company like Costco is literally trying to invent their own logistics network because of the failures of the current logistic network. Walmart is seeing these. Target is seeing these. Target actually just put out a press release on the fact that they know that their shelves are bare. They know that they're not getting in the inventory that they were anticipating. Most people thought this was all going to be done beginning of this year. After the economy was shut down for a year, they thought things would pick just right back up. But obviously that's not the case. So where does that leave us in the grand scheme of things? Well, it puts us in a very, very crappy situation. We have shortages of workers, we have shortages of goods, we have shortages pretty much across the board. And then on top of that, we have inflation increasing, continually increasing. The projection for GDP for this quarter is going to be about 1% down from what they were originally predicting. And they're thinking probably in the 5.2% range, 5.6% range. Realistically, I have a feeling the true GDP is probably going to be in the 4.8 range. And the consumer index, I don't even want to try to guess what that realistically is going to be at, because it's terrible, obviously. Buyer sentiment is at an all-time low. I don't think we've ever seen buyer sentiment as low as it is. So keep that in mind when you're out there, when you're shopping for goods, when you're shopping for products. You know, maybe you don't get the name brand product. You buy something that's non-name brand so that you can save a couple dollars here and there, because that's going to be the key, right? Is trying to watch where you're spending on what you're spending to try to stretch that dollar as your dollar gets you less. Sorry, trying to drink this and get this out before my coffee gets cold. Because I don't know about you guys, but I definitely do not like reheated coffee. I would actually go make myself another cup if that was the case. So from there, what we roll into is what I'm essentially calling now, the economic trickle-down effect. People love to talk about trickle-down economics. Well, that works both ways, right? They can talk about it as trickle-down economics. You give the guys up top a break, give them more money, that trickles down to their employees. Personally, I don't think that normally happens, especially not in some of the larger companies that have shareholders. But regardless, the same is going to continue to happen, as now they're talking about increasing the taxes on these businesses. Well, trickle-down effect, increased taxes here, they're just going to trickle down to us. So Kroger, the CEO, just released for 2022, you can anticipate, which is Meijer for those of you, it's Kroger, Meijer. They may have some other stores, but those are the two that I'm aware of. You can expect a 15 to 30% increase across the board for all products starting January 1st, 2022. Now, this was from the CEO of Kroger. Whether that holds true is to be determined, but that's what he's predicting. 2022 is going to be a rough year. People don't think it, don't want to believe it, whatever. It's going to be a rough year. So those of you who actually are watching this video, and those of you who are actually going to listen to this video, please get yourself ready, prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever you need to do. Make sure you're prepared for some rough times. You know, I'm not saying it's going to be a SHTF scenario, end of the world scenario, but times are going to get tough. And I really want people to kind of wrap their brains around that and understand that we are in for some rough times. It's going to be a tough year in 2022. So without further ado, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I'm going to try to get that video on the fire starters here this Friday, and we'll get that out to you next week. So without further ado, we'll get to the new drawing for the 5K giveaway. And as always, thank you guys so much to those of you who have subscribed and continue to subscribe and support the channel. I greatly appreciate it. You really don't know what it means to me. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And let's get to it. All right, folks. So like I said, here we go. We're going to get into the redraw for the 5K subscriber giveaway. And sorry about the angle. It's kind of hard to sit at my desk and have this propped up the right way, because I'm actually recording on the cam instead of screen capping here, just to make things a little bit easier for myself. So we are on the video, and without further ado, like I said again, I don't know why this does this, but we're choosing from all comments. And so without further ado, here we go. Let's pick a new winner. And this time, the winner is Magmatics. So if that is you, please reach out to me through the email on my channel, and we'll get this coordinated to get this out to you as soon as possible. Thank you again to everyone who has subscribed and left a comment, and let's keep the channel going. We're very close to that 10K, and I really do appreciate everything. And the more you guys like and comment and share these videos out, the more giveaways like this that we can do. So thank you again, and until next time.